What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So today I'm going to show you this article that's talking about the COLA increase for 2024. We are just one day away from finding out that information. Actually, early in the morning, we'll find out what COLA will be for 2024, and I will make sure to come back and let you know all the details when it comes to the COLA increase. So we're going to take a look at this article, and this article talks a lot about the Senior Citizens League. Now, the Senior Citizens League is a nonprofit organization, and they did some studies when it comes to Social Security and how much people should be receiving in Social Security to have the same purchasing power as a person back in 2000 had. So we're going to take a look at that as well, and then I'm going to answer a few questions. You guys have some questions that you've been asking in the comments, so I'm going to answer those questions as well. But first off, if you guys can do me a favor, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification and clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. And just a reminder, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter and Threads, you can at the TEC Show Live. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to go over to a few questions that you guys have been asking. So the first question here from Rosetta, thank you for actually it's not even a question, you're just making a statement here. Fight for Social Security. If you guys don't know, at the very end of my video, I usually put a code there. I've been using Fight for Social Security for some time now. But if you're putting that in your comment, I make sure to read all those comments. So you can put Fight for Social Security and then have a comment there, and I'll make sure to like it and love it, and then I will go ahead and read that comment and respond if it's necessary. So this is a good one right here from Super Football Guy 123. Says, where are the spreadsheets? I can't find the links. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys this. Any of my videos, if you go on any of the latest videos that I've posted, you're going to find it. Okay, so it's very easy. So let's say you click on the latest video that I just posted yesterday. And let me just stop that there. And so if you're on my video, all you need to do is go down to this section here. So the comment section. At the very top, I always pin a comment at the very top. So I'll have a comment, I'll say different things, and then I'll pin the comment. So if you look at the pinned comment, you might need to click on this here where it says read more. So you might need to click on that, and then it will open up all of these different links. Okay, so if you're looking at the very top here, it says video and spreadsheet, and then it has a spreadsheet 1, 3%. This is the spreadsheet link here. So this link right here, this is the video. So it says video and spreadsheet. So this is the video. This is the spreadsheet that corresponds with the video. Okay, so if you're looking for 3.2%, that's where we think it's going to be, around 3.2%. Then you're going to find the video here, and then you're going to find the spreadsheet here. Now, if I click on the spreadsheet, it's going to take me to the spreadsheet, and there it is. So it's as simple as that. Okay, so it's not hard. Once you click on it, you don't have to put in any information or anything like that. You should get the spreadsheet. So if I click on another one, let me find another spreadsheet, 3.1%. If I click on that, it's going to bring up the calculations for 3.1%. If you look at the top left corner here, it shows you what it is. COLA calculations for 3.1%. Okay. All right. So hopefully that answers your questions there. And Good Custom Furniture. This guy has been watching me for a very, very long time. I appreciate your support. Always giving me very, very positive comments. And just so you guys know, I do know who the regulars are. So I see people in the comments all the time. And usually I will remember the little avatar. So the little profile picture, I'll usually remember that. So if I see that over and over again, then I know that you've been watching for a long time, you've been participating for a very, very long time, and I appreciate it anytime I see people who are continuing to participate and ask questions and make comments and just let me know things. There was a video that I posted a couple of days ago, and it had feedback in it. I don't know where that was coming from. I don't know how that happened. I edited the video, and generally I'll edit the video. I'll watch the very beginning, and then I'll watch the end just to make sure it's a complete video. But very rarely do I watch the whole video again because I've edited the video, so I'm spending time watching the video as I edit it. So there was some feedback in the middle. I don't know where it was coming from, but you guys let me know in the comments, hey, there's some feedback going on. I don't know what it is, but you might want to check that out. So I did check it out. Sure enough, there was feedback. and I had to edit that part out just because it was distracting. But I really appreciate you guys. You guys, more than you know, I really appreciate all the support and you guys letting me know, even positive and negative, letting me know what's going on. Okay, let's go ahead. I want to move over and we're going to take a look at this article because there's a lot of information in this article that I want to go over. And so just looking at the top here, 2024 Social Security COLA increase to be announced this week. What we know. Okay, so it will be announced tomorrow. So less than 24 hours, we're going to know what COLA is for 2024. So there are a few things that I want to take a look at here. So we already know that it's going to be around 3.2%. We know that already. Now we know for 2023, it was 8.7%. And for 2022, it was, 5.9%. So we're coming off 2 years of COLA at a very, very high level, okay? However, if we see 3.2% or even 3.1%, that's still, if we look at it over a decade, that's still going to be a high number, believe it or not, because we've had lower than that. The average has been lower than 3%. So even though we're looking at this 3.2%, and this is the Senior Citizens League that's putting this information or this projection out there, even though we're seeing it at a 3.2%, we will probably see a 3.2%, that is still higher than most COLAs that we've seen in the past. Now, they're looking at the average here, and they're using the average of $1,790. There are different averages that are thrown out there. They're getting their information from different places. I get my information from the Social Security Administration, and theirs is more about 1835 or something like that. That's the average that they give. So the average person receiving Social Security is receiving this amount. That's what I'm talking about there. And so the increase amount for the average person is about $57, right? Not much at all. And then when you factor in Medicare, okay, because Medicare is automatically deducted, they talk about that here. Right now, it's $164.90. They anticipated going up about $15 to $179.80. And so that $57 increase on average that we're talking about is not going to go very far. We already know that, okay? Now, there is a problem, and I think the most people who are receiving Social Security, and I don't care if you're receiving retirement and Social Security or if you're living solely on Social Security, I think most people would agree that the COLA increases that you receive every year, it's not enough. Okay, the Senior Citizens League, they did a study, and I want to show you guys this. Let me zoom this in a little bit more. So they did a study, and they said for the average person receiving Social Security, instead of receiving that $1,790 that we were looking at right here, they would need $1,969.80 on average per month to have the same purchasing power as a person did back in 2000. So you see, overall, we still need a raise for Social Security because COLA is not enough. So we still need a raise of, let's say, $150 raise per month just to get you to that point. And this is for the average person receiving Social Security, just to get you to that point where you have the same purchasing power that people had back in 2000. And so they need to do something when it comes to the way that they calculate COLA. Now, there's been talk that they want to change it over from the CPIW to the CPIE. So CPI for the elderly. So looking at inflation for the elderly, it's more targeted towards people who are older. And so they put heavier weight on healthcare and things like that. But even if you use the CPIE, it's still not going to change that much when it comes to percentage. What they really need to do, and the Social Security 2100 Act has this in their proposal, okay? So Representative Larson has this in his proposal of a 2% increase on top of whatever COLA is. And so we would be looking at, if they were able to pass, and obviously they're not going to be able to pass it now. We're too late on that. But if they were to pass it in the future, the next COLA, so not in 2024, but in 2025, that COLA would see whatever the COLA is. So let's just say the COLA was 3.2%. So if it was 3.2%, the Social Security 2100 Act, what they would do is they would add an additional 2% automatically. Okay, so basically you start at 2%. So there would be no more, sometimes let's say there's not much inflation at all and you don't get any increase for a cost of living at all. Okay, the increase is zero, and that does happen from time to time. And so you wouldn't have that anymore. You would always get at least a 2% increase. And then in situations where you have, let's say you get a 3.2% increase, on top of that, you get a 2% increase. And so now it would be 5.2%. And so that's what the Social Security 2100 Act has in it. And so the way that this proposal is designed, it would sunset. So it wouldn't be forever. So it would be something that they would have to continue to renew in order for it to stay. But it would be a good boost for people receiving Social Security, because while it's enacted, you'd get that 2% on top of whatever a COLA is. And so if you were looking at, let's say inflation was really bad and you were looking at that 8.7%, then on top of that, you would get 2%. And so then you would be getting 10.7%. Okay, so that would be a huge boost to Social Security beneficiaries. And so that's something that they've been throwing that around, but I just wanted to bring that to your attention. There are proposals out there that would definitely help when it comes to the issue of COLA not being enough. But we have to get politicians to vote on it. We have to get the American people to know about what's out there so they can lobby their congresspeople and say, hey, I support this. Do you support it? And if you don't support it, why not? That's what we need. That's the dialogue that we need to have with these politicians, because a lot of these politicians, they fly under the radar. They don't make any waves. They just kind of get in there and they're not really voting on bills or not. I mean, they might vote on bills, but they don't let people know how they feel about different proposals and things like that. We want to know how you feel about these proposals. But a lot of these politicians, you don't even know where they stand. You don't know how they feel about these different proposals because they don't talk about them. Why don't they talk about them? Because they know, especially when it comes to things like Social Security, they know that if they start talking about making cuts to Social Security, or if they start talking about they don't support a raise for Social Security, or they don't support the Social Security 2100 Act, guess what? They're going to lose a lot of support. They're going to lose a lot of voters. And we have to face it. People who are seniors, people who are older, they tend to vote more than the younger demographics. And so politicians know this, and that's why they keep it quiet. That's why you need to engage them. You need to ask them, how do you feel about this? If it means sending a letter, if it means going to a town hall meeting, you need to do this because you need to hold them accountable. And once they know that you're onto it, and once they know, like, okay, they know what the Social Security 2100 Act is. Okay, let me do, and as a politician, they'll say, let me do a little more research on that and I'll get back to you. If you have enough people asking that over and over again, then eventually they're going to say, hey, I'm going to have an answer. I can't just keep saying I need to do research on that and I'll get back to you. I'm going to have an answer. And if that answer is, no, I don't support it, well, why don't you support it? And then they're going to have to try to figure out, okay, well, I don't support this part, I don't support that part. But this is how bills are created. They come from proposals. You might not get everything you want in that proposal, but they might pick different parts of that proposal. And one of the parts that I think that they should, I mean, this should be bipartisan for all politicians should be on board with this. The 2%, add that 2% to COLA because it's not enough. And we know it's not enough. So I want to know what you guys think down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And remember, tomorrow is going to be a busy day. So I'm planning on putting out at least 2 videos, but early in the morning, I'll put out a video to let you know what the COLA increase is. We'll go over the spreadsheet. I'll show you that spreadsheet so you guys can click on the link and go over it and find out for yourselves where you are when it comes to a COLA increase. And then I'll probably do a follow-up video later in the afternoon or in the evening, just talking a little bit about what we've learned from COLA, and we'll just go from there. And I might answer some questions because I'm sure people are going to have some questions about the spreadsheet, so I might answer some questions as well. So that's all I have. Like the video, subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.